After a Christmas cracker at Tottenham on Sunday, Liverpool are looking to pick up where they left off in North London and deliver another festive present to the Anfield faithful. Arne Slot's men are top of the tree in the Premier League, and of course they could extend their lead over Chelsea to 7 points with a game in hand with victory here tonight. That after the Blues fell to a 2-1 defeat earlier against Fulham. Leicester, they made a positive start to life under Ruud van Nistelrooy, but the Foxes do need to get back on track, and quickly, don't they, after having the stuffing knocked out of them in their last couple of fixtures against Newcastle and Wolves. It is an 8 o'clock kickoff tonight here on Boxing Night, and we are bringing you full commentary of all the action from Anfield. It is a very warm welcome to all of you watching. I know what you're thinking. Can they possibly get any more Christmas puns into the start of the show? The answer is, of course we can, because my two wise men are here tonight, Jason McAteer and John Barnes. Welcome along.
Thank you. Never mind Christmas puns. I think Christmas presents.
Yeah, we're going to hear all about Christmas presents.
That must be a Christmas present.
It was, actually.
Obviously, I didn't get one. That's why I've still got my coat on.
Santa brought me this.
Beautiful number. Listen, we're going to speak about Santa in just a moment, but the serious stuff first. Let's get the Liverpool team news. It is out, I can tell you. It is 2 changes from the last league game, which was, of course, that crazy game against Tottenham Hotspur last weekend. In squad number order, the Reds line up tonight as follows. It's Alisson in goal. Joe Gomez continues alongside Virgil van Dijk at the back. Darwin Núñez starts tonight for Liverpool. Alexis McAllister's in midfield. Mohamed Salah, Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, Andy Robertson, Ryan Gravenberch and Trent Alexander-Arnold make up the starting 11 for Liverpool this evening. Taking a look at the bench, a very strong bench for Liverpool tonight. Quavin Kelleher, Endo, Luis Diaz, Dominic Szoboszlai drops down to the bench this evening. Federico Chiesa, Harvey Elliott, Diogo Jota, Kostas Tsimikas and Jarell Quansah. So that is the Liverpool team to face Leicester, which we are going to talk about, of course we are, very shortly. But firstly, the important stuff. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Did you have a good one?
Stressful.
Yeah?
Stressful, yeah. I went for the puppy this year.
It's a very cute puppy, I have to say. It's beautiful.
Little Maltipoo. Yeah, so trying to train it over the last couple of days has been a bit of a difficult job.
Remember when you had Cavapoos and all kinds of different poos, and now there's a multi-poo?
There's a multi-poo, yeah. So tiny little thing, looks like Gizmo from the Gremlins.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, she's beautiful, she is. And then obviously on top of that, there's electric scooters, Liverpool kits, football boots,
and
Astros.
What you've also had, very sadly, is a tree that just hasn't made it through the festive period, which is very sad.
Yeah. My tree died after 10 days.
That's what happens if you don't buy a real Christmas tree.
No, I did buy a real Christmas tree. It died. Apparently, it was in shock.
Was it in shock?
Tree trauma is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Is that just
trauma? Yeah. Tree trauma.
That was in stress, because you got all of us stress, Jason, so even the Christmas trees have stress.
Well, as soon as it walked into my house, it just
couldn't
collapsed.
cope with your house.
Well, look, I've got 7 kids, so I've got a lot of stress in my house, let me tell you, with 7 kids.
Oh,
so we had a good
dinner
one. Lovely. I mean, I started cooking at 6 in the morning, as I always do. Put the lamb in at 6.
Wow.
Yeah, 8-hour lamb. Then did the turkey, then did the ham and the potatoes. No, I do all the cooking.
Tell you what, did you cook anything, Jace? I'm going to say
no. No, but my wife did cook the best dinner.
He was actually raving about it earlier.
She said, did you cook? No, but my wife cooked. Of course she's going to cook. What did you do?
I was going to let the kids have a go, to be honest.
Did you help in any way?
Do you know what I do? I do all the washing up.
Oh dear.
So as she finishes with a pan, it's washed.
It's a fair trade.
No, but he's like that all the time. Ever since we played together, Jason was always looking immaculate. You have to clean everything, his boots, his clothes, iron. He's like that, yeah.
Yeah, I like it, because I love hoovering. I love ironing. I love all them things.
This has gone off on a tangent. Should we talk about football?
Oh, come on then.
Should we talk about football? Listen, obviously, you two played many Boxing Days over the years. I mean, it's always a good atmosphere. Was it a fixture you look forward to, John?
Well, Christmas is always a special time, isn't it? Because everybody comes together and it's a great time. And as much as people talk about in other countries a Christmas break or a winter break and stuff, I always enjoyed it, you know, because the atmospheres are always good. In fact, you probably got more people coming out then because everybody's happy. Of course, the team loses, they aren't particularly happy. But I always like Boxing Day, New Year's Day. I like the Christmas period. I love that.
It's a very traditional time in England. As John said, I think it's only the Premier League that doesn't have a break, isn't it?
Yeah,
so that's all we've known. And as players, you're conditioned to that's what you do. It's your job.
The difference now is because you have foreign managers and foreign players, they find it a bit strange.
Yeah.
But for us, all the British players, you know, we did look forward to it. So
I suppose it was harder if you had an away game, because then you're not with your family that much at
We
all,
had one.
really, are you? So.
I don't know if you remember. We had Aston Villa away. We used to be lucky here in Anfield.
it wasn't lucky, no, but what the fixtures always look to put teams who are close to each other geographically at Christmas time.
That's right.
You always look to play, so, and Aston Villa, an hour and a half away is probably the furthest we'd go. They're always trying to arrange it like that.
What happened?
Then,
so we get there.
be careful, Jace, we're on television.
No. So we get there, and it was my first Christmas away. I'd had Christmases or Boxing Day at Anfield, so that was great. But this one was away, so it was a little bit different. We went into train, I think, about 5 o'clock. So we got a Christmas dinner, then we went in, trained for half an hour. Then we were on the coach all the way down to Birmingham. And then next morning, you get up to play. The game was called off.
No.
Pitch was frozen, remember?
Wasted night.
Oh.
The night before.
It really was. Yes. So Boxing Night was a good night.
I feel like there's another story there.
No,
but
it was just called off. It
now.
was sad, really, because you know, you're away from your family Christmas night, which is great, and then you get down there, and it was
You're away from your family Christmas night, which is great.
Is that what I said?
Let's move on. Right. Obviously, the current squad has been getting into the Christmas spirit. Let's take a look at the photo from training at AXA earlier on this week. There's the traditional Santa hat photo. Let's have a look and listen. They're all having a laugh with this, taking the mick out of each other. But, you know, I think what it does show is team spirit at the moment, Jace, is sky high. And why would it not be?
Well, when you're winning, you know, it's the best place to be is in a Liverpool dressing room. Yeah. You know, it's a fantastic atmosphere. Confidence is flying high. The way they're performing. Listen, the Tottenham game was outstanding from an attacking point of view. Defensively, you know, there's a few question marks there, which I'm sure the managers spoke to the players about after the game. But this is what it's all about. I mean, we've had snow on Christmas Day and Boxing Day when we've gone into it, so we've been having a snowball fight, haven't we? But
absolutely,
it's great.
But even if you talk about the Tottenham game, as much as you talk about defensively, but if we're playing against a Tottenham team who are going to play that way, they're going to cause problems. So I'm not too concerned about conceding 3 goals against Tottenham, because obviously the Tottenham playing away where they're going to create chances. So other teams aren't going to do that. So the whole season's been fantastic. And as Jason says, you know, if things are going well, of course you're going to have this atmosphere. But they've had this atmosphere for a few years now, so it's no surprise. I'm
going to test your Boxing Day memories, because both of you actually played in a Boxing Day game here at Anfield, would you believe, 28 years ago.
I must have been very young then.
Well, Leicester, it was Leicester. Can you remember the score?
No.
Don't look at the telly, because no one's showing you the game.
Please tell me 1-0.
It was not not 1-0.
Who scores?
It's 1-1.
That's Steve Claridge.
And then we're going to see, can you
again.
remember now who scored the goal for you? Equaliser?
I'll tell you in a minute.
It's only 4 minutes after this.
I'm going to tell you in a minute.
Well,
Can't remember.
Should I spoil it?
Who was that with the tackle? Was that Mickey Thomas? Have a word with you, mate.
Well, listen, we're going to see Stan Collymore get the equaliser.
Stan Collymore?
Yeah, Stan
Collymore.
There we go. There you are.
Oh, look at that.
What a ball that was.
Thank you. I don't even get the assist.
Jace, it was 5 passes earlier.
The assist to the assist to the assist to the assist.
I like the way you've both watched it, and I feel like neither of you have got any memory of that game whatsoever.
Well, we should, because it was Mark Wright had the assist as a centre forward. Isn't that what's right? You passed the stand. What's right you doing up there? It wasn't even from a corner.
That's crazy. I honestly don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
Well,
I can't remember any games anyway, but
fortunes
surely
obviously.
we would have won a game on Boxing Day you could have showed.
Well, it's because you both played in it. That's why we had
we've
to
never
show
played
you,
in games that they've won.
Maybe not.
150 games. I must have played more than one with him.
Maybe not on Boxing Day. It's
Okay,
Boxing Day theme. But obviously, when you look at the table now, I think back then Liverpool were 4th at the end of the season, Leicester 9th. Things have changed an awful lot when you look at the table at the moment. This is how it looks. Arsenal, of course, not playing until tomorrow. This one under the lights, big atmosphere, Jace, as always, and you can't be looking at anything else other than 3 points really this evening.
You're right, on paper it looks like a home win, doesn't it? Certainly the way Liverpool are in form and what's happening with Leicester, but you still have to give them respect. You know, there's still plenty of quality players through that Leicester team. They've had a bounce, 1 game bounce when they played West Ham and they got away with it and they took 3 points, and then the last 3 games has been a bit disappointing for Leicester, but listen, you're right. You know, if it goes to form, then it should be three points. And obviously, Chelsea today slipping up is a massive incentive for Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I look at performances, never look at results, because you can play well and lose a game. And what Liverpool have showed this season, every game they've played, in the Forest game where they lost, is performances. And regardless of who they play, they don't prioritise a big game. We're playing Man City, we're going to raise our game. Then we're playing a Leicester team, we're not going to. Every game they've played with the right attitude, commitment, determination, humility, and respect for the opposition by giving 100%. And as much as you've seen a few changes, it doesn't matter. The team are going to play the exact same way with the right attitude. So once again, I can't guarantee a result, but I know there's going to be a performance tonight.
Let's speak about the team. Obviously, we gave it to you at the top of the show, but 2 changes. I think a few people thought that Arne might switch up a little bit more, but you would imagine if Liverpool are in a good position around the 60-minute mark, Jace, you'll see a fair bit of action from the bench.
The bench is very, very strong. Yeah. I looked last week when we played Fulham, funny enough, and I looked and I thought that's the first time I've looked at the substitute bench and thought there's a lot of quality in lots of different areas, lots of different tools. You could play Harvey Elliott could come on, or you could have Nunes for pace. You know, you could mix it up in that attacking area defensively as well. We've got a bit of cover now. So yeah, the team's very, very strong. I mean, he's staying very consistent with his selection, isn't he? Only 2 changes again tonight.
Well, of course, if you look at the changes, and I thought Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz were 2 of the best players I felt against Tottenham. Played really well. And now all of a sudden, you know, days gone by, and not necessarily Liverpool, but other teams, you think, well, why am I not playing? But they don't. They understand it's a squad. We've got a good player, so Diaz and Szoboszlai aren't going to sulk. They're going to have players who can do equally as well. When they're called upon, they're going to perform. So I think he's got a really harmonious squad. And even if you leave rest players, they don't complain, they don't moan, even if they played well.
I think as well, Szoboszlai, I think he does a lot of work off the ball, starts the press, he does a lot of running. I'd love to see his stats at the end of a game, how much he's run, because it wouldn't surprise me if he's...
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways. If he's up there on the miles or the kilometres, as they say these days. But you can understand why he comes out the team. Tonight, I think Liverpool will dominate possession. I don't think it's going to be as heavy on the legs. You know, it's an ideal game for someone like Curtis Jones or someone more creative in the midfield. Maybe Szoboszlai needs a rest as well. John was right, he was outstanding against Tottenham. Yeah,
he was. Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz both a yellow card away from a ban as well, so I don't know whether that might play a little bit of a part. Diogo Jota, I think a few people thought maybe he might start this evening. He's got a great record against Leicester as well, and obviously managing his minutes very carefully.
Well, not only managing his minutes, him keeping the right attitude, the right determination. When he comes on, he doesn't sulk, because I am to feel that he's probably our best finisher. I'd even put more in that. Mo scores a lot of goals because he gets chances, but in terms of being a clinical finisher, Jota's there. And as much as you are managing his minutes, he could feel a little bit, you know, I should probably be playing more, because every time he plays, he scores goals, he works hard for the team, he never lets them down, and he's a great one to call upon. Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to hear from Arne Slot now. He spoke to the media after Sunday's 6-3 win at Spurs. His thoughts on facing Ruud van Nistelrooy coming up. First, though, the boss happy to be at the top at Christmas, albeit he is not getting carried away.
Of course, it means something, because you always prefer to be where we are at the moment than to be in another position in the league table. But you know just as well as I know, because I've won the league once, how hard it is to win it. You have to keep on going. Every 3 days you have to be on top of your game, every minute of the game, and that's why it's so hard to win it, because it's not always easy to show up every 3 or 4 days. And we saw last week that in a moment you can get a red card, which was quite a debate afterwards, not by me but by other people. These things can happen in a season, and in a Newcastle or 3-2 up, you expect to win it, and we misjudged the situation and we dropped 2 points. So that's the Premier League. I didn't expect Chelsea to drop points today as well. So it can happen in every game, and that's what makes this league so special. That's why so many people want to see it, and that's why we play at Christmas time. Ruud is a very nice person, first of all. I met him once or twice, and I think he did really well when he was at PSV, because PSV for the last 1.5 years, they've been on top of the league table. But if you look at the second half of Ruud's season, I think they didn't even lose anymore at all. So it wasn't a surprise that after he left, and they bought so many players, because PSV started buying a few more players than they did when he was working there. Because when he was there, Cody Gakpo and Madueke were sold. But he still showed that he could compete for the title. And nice person, good manager, did well at United as well. But looking forward to see him. He's done really well, especially when he came in. Now he had, I think, two tough results in a row. So yeah, these teams all of them, it's special for them to go to Anfield, and they know if they go to Anfield, they have to be at their best. So they will never underestimate us. And hopefully, maybe that's the good thing about these 15 minutes we saw today, that we understand we cannot underestimate 1 minute in the Premier League, because then we're not as good as we might think we are if we are on top of our game.
Yeah, Arne Slot speaking there after the win at Tottenham on Sunday. You touched on it a little bit earlier on, John, but what a crazy game, but in a way quite predictable that it would be that crazy, the way that Spurs are very gung-ho in the way that they play, aren't they?
Predictable in their unpredictability,
yeah.
As much as you know what they're going to do. And as much as, you know, it was great when he came and I'm not going to change the way we play, fans will soon get fed up if you keep losing matches, particularly in the way they're losing. They're not really controlling games. I mean, they're so open when they play, and it's great for the neutral, and it's great for Tottenham fans, but ultimately, they're going to have to start getting results. They've got a few injuries, so particularly at the back, so it's understandable. But they were so wide open, but we were excellent. That's as much as we conceded 3 goals, that's the best I've seen us play, because it was a good Tottenham team.
Yeah, I mean, six goals away from home, you can't argue with that, can you?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, historically, well, certainly since Ange's been there last season, it was a very, very good game until Curtis Jones got sent off. We had the VAR issue as well, which, you know, was full of controversy, wasn't it, the game? The sending off actually last season spoiled what would have been, I think, a similar game to what we witnessed at the weekend. And you're right, you know, you just, the thing with Spurs, you don't know which Spurs are going to turn up. They got off the back of 2 really, really good results. What they did against Manchester City, you know, they really could have troubled Liverpool, But Liverpool, you know, their game plan was excellent. They were really, really clinical, got themselves in front. And I know what John said before, you know, they are going to create chances. Liverpool would be slightly disappointed the likes of that happened, that giveaway, that kind of goal, you know, and just give them that sniff of getting back into it.
Well, Arne Slot said afterwards that he enjoyed the game up until about the hour mark when that did happen. But I think it's natural, isn't it, when you've got a 4-goal cushion, you're 5-1 up, that you're going to take your foot off the gas a little bit, aren't you?
I don't necessarily think they took the foot off the gas, but it's just the way Tottenham play. They get players forward. If you look at least 4 or 5 of the goals Liverpool scored were Tottenham players running back towards their own goal because we caught them on the counter-attack, because they commit so many players forward. Now, if you've got quality and you commit players forward, no matter how Liverpool or anybody else is defensively, you're going to concede goals because of the way Tottenham play. The problem Tottenham have is that they concede more goals than they actually score. But it's great for the neutral, so I wouldn't be too disappointed in that. I didn't think it was a bad defensive performance by letting in 3 goals. It was just the nature of games against Tottenham.
Yeah, and I think it always felt like Liverpool had Spurs at arm's length. They always felt in control of the game, James.
Yeah, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been in games, you know, when I've been 2 or 3 down, and you loosen up. I know you're on the wrong end of the scoreline, but you loosen up, don't you? And you take more chances. You throw more men forward, and you kind of, you know, we concede another one, so yeah, we're already 3 down.
We played in a team like that, Jason, when he came. You know, the 4-3s in the games we played. We're a team who attacked a lot, and we conceded a few goals because we attacked so much. But, you know, I think that most people would say let's win 1-0 than 4-3.
Yeah. I think the difference between this, I mean, we've had loads of debates amongst the lads. I think our game management at times is what let us down. You know, just like John said, when you're 1 up, you know, shutting up shop wasn't our game, was it? You know, we wanted 2 or 3.
And it's not Tottenham's game.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think Mo Salah probably disappointed in a way that he didn't get a hat-trick, because he would have been licking his lips thinking maybe 3 was up for him. Let's speak about him, because obviously that was a milestone game for him in terms of the all-time top scorers list for Liverpool. Take a look at this. He moves into 4th place ahead of Billy Liddell. I mean, if he stays fit, which of course we hope he does, he's obviously got AFCON, but you're looking at 3rd place there. He's got 12 more to go level with Gordon Hodgson. John, you would not bet against it, the form he's in at the moment.
No, you wouldn't. And Mo is incredible because he had a very quiet game against Tottenham. I thought Jed Spence played really well against him, but he scored 2 goals. And that's what we're seeing more of Mo now, not having an influence in the game as much as, say, Luis Diaz. I thought Luis Diaz has much more of an influence, but more scores goals. He's just got this knack of being in the right place at the right time, not losing confidence if he's not playing particularly well, just being there and scoring goals.
Was Rushy like that?
But Rushy was a centre forward, and you expect centre forwards to do that. But Mo is not a centre forward, if you see what I mean. He's not a number 9.
Did Rushy give you more than just goals?
Oh, no, Rushy, of course. Because Rushy off the ball works so hard. That's why I put him ahead of everybody else. Because Ian Rush, when he's not scoring goals, works hard for the team. Whereas, of course, everybody for Liverpool now works hard. So that's not even an issue. But Rushy was more of a natural goal scorer. But Mo always used to influence the games if he's not scoring. But now he just seems to either be one-touch assist or score a goal, and then you don't see him for 15 minutes. But that's all he can ask of him.
In terms of changing his game, maybe, I think, is something we've seen this season, Jace, because when you look at the assists as well, he's the first ever player to get 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League before Christmas. And do you think that he's adapted a little bit in recent seasons and turned provider a little bit more as well?
There's lots of questions being asked to why he's in this form at the minute. One is contract negotiations. The other one is what you've just said there, you know, the change of manager, the slightly more pragmatic, patient approach to the way Liverpool plays, I think is certainly helping him.
Yeah,
I think it is
the way the team plays rather than him changing the way he plays.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Trent is playing a different role now, which means that he's out there by himself at times, so therefore he has to be more creative rather than having Trent creating from the right. So I think that because of the way the team plays means that his game has changed. I don't think he's just like automatically said, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
It's the nature of the team.
As well, I think, you know, we had a really good season when Jordan Henderson was at his best here. Because Jordan Henderson, for me, would shift across that right-hand side. He would cover him. He'd win the ball back. I think with Jordan in the team, we'd win the ball higher because the press was a lot better.
He didn't have to chase back as much.
Yeah, he wasn't chasing back as much, but he was also receiving the ball in really good areas from Jordan Henderson. I think Szoboszlai does that. I think he's got a bit of that about him, Jordan. He wins the ball high. Salah's getting on the ball on the edge of the box now rather than on the halfway line, where he can be more productive around the box, get an assist or get a goal, and I think that's playing into a part of it.
OK, thanks, lads. We're going to hear from two other players in the squad now in between their fixtures and training schedule over this festive period. Joe Gomez and Curtis Jones have taken some time out to discuss Christmas dilemmas. Some questions sent in to them by the fan base. Here's a little snippet of what they've encountered.
I've got a gift that I don't like. Do I be honest and act happy? Or do I say that I don't like it? And now you can't say you don't like the gift.
If it's from my missus, she's gonna read me.
What is going to be your bad gift reaction?
Oh, Santa Claus. Oh, and I get it as well with the claws, yeah. Oh, they're nice then, thank you very much.
You see the pause? Pause said everything.
Can't go wrong with some socks though for Christmas anyway.
Oh, Uncle Steve, thank you, man. You know what? I was looking for... Uncle Steve, frame. Nah, come on.
Oh, you can watch the full video feature with Joe Gomez and Curtis Jones on the club's official YouTube channel. That is a good question. What do you do if you get a gift that you don't like? Are you honest? Or do you just kind of smile, not politely?
Well, to let you into a little story, my little boy, who's 7, for about 3 months has gone on about electric scooter. We got him one as his main present. He opened it and went, I don't want that, I never asked for it.
Do you mean from player to
player?
player?
Straight out of his mouth.
You mean from player to player or family? It's a bit different, isn't it? Oh, from family. Oh, I thought you meant player to player.
Are you honest with a present?
Well, I only get pants and socks. That's
So
all
you
I
smell
want.
great. You must have got aftershave.
I think it's about aftershave.
I knew it.
He's funny enough. I got some.
He smells great.
You can't say you don't like a gift straight away.
I'm easily pleased though. Jason McAteer.
No,
you can't
I think you say straight to the face.
You know what it is? It's the face.
It's the face. Yeah.
It's the face. I try not to say I don't like it.
There's a pause, isn't there, when you open the
Jason
present?
loves his fashion. So therefore, if you get something he doesn't like or doesn't fit, whereas with me, you can give me anything and I'm happy with anything.
Easily pleased. Okay, as mentioned, we've got live audio commentary of tonight's game as ever, and our man Steve Hunter is in position now up on the main stand gantry. Steve's a guy who's obviously seen lots of Boxing Day fixtures over the years. Steve, you must have some pretty special memories of matches played on this day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Becky. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you've had a fantastic time with your family and friends and ready for some footy on Boxing Day. It's a tradition, isn't it? We love a Boxing Day game. We really do. I tell you what, you talk about scheduling in these days of football, right? Take a look at this. 86-87 under Sir Kenny Dalglish. We played Boxing Day. The day after, the 27th, we played on New Year's Day and the 3rd of January. And the only rotation was between Kenny Dalglish himself and Paul Walsh as to who partnered Rushy. Unbelievable. The great man, how great is it to see Digger Barnes, John Barnes, with us back here on LFC TV again. Well, in Barnes' days, in that wonderful 87-88 team, of course, we played Boxing Day, the 28th, and the New Year's Day. We scored 11, didn't concede any. No one could handle Barnes, Beardsley and Aldo. But perhaps my favourite recent Boxing Day memory, and it's quite appropriate, we're playing Leicester City. You go back to Boxing Day 2019. This was a big game at the King Power. Our former manager, Brendan Rodgers, was there with Leicester, doing a good job with Leicester at the time. We've just come back from Qatar after winning the FIFA Club World Cup for the first time. That was brilliant, that. Remember the disappointment as a fan in '84 of seeing us lose to Independiente. To an offside goal, by the way, but there you go. But we made up for it in 2019. And then many people expected Liverpool to be quite tired after that gruelling schedule in the heat in Qatar. But far from it, we went to the King Power and we put on a statement performance, 1-1-0, and the rest is history to take a real stronghold on the title, of course. Bobby Firmino scored twice, James Milner netted a penalty, and Trent Alexander-Arnold netted an absolutely wonderful goal. Remember, crisp, right-footed, low beyond the far corner of the net. What a day that was. The rest is history. We ended up winning the title in the end of a difficult season, wasn't it, in the end, because of the curtailment. But great memories. We'd settle for a few of those goals here today in front of the Kop, wouldn't we? Becky, it's all yours.
Thanks very much indeed, Steve. You mentioned the 4-0 against Leicester. We're going to see that a little bit later on. For now, though, we are about to leave those of you watching us on social media. If you do want to keep watching us here on LFC TV, though, then you can find details of how to subscribe right now, liverpoolfc.com/watch. And there's lots more build-up to come after the break as well, including an interview with Cody Gakpo is on the way before live audio commentary, as mentioned. John, Jason and I are then back after full time to bring you all the reaction from tonight's events. That post-match show will also be available to listen to on the official LFC podcast channel, that a bit later on. And you can enjoy the match in full on LFC TV from midnight tonight. Don't forget as well, do look out for Inside Anfield. That will land on the club's Facebook and YouTube channels on Saturday. And it's got all the best behind-the-scenes footage from tonight's game. It is a remarkable 21 wins from 25 games so far this campaign for Arne Slot's Liverpool. Can they increase that tally tonight? We certainly hope so. We're back with you in a couple of minutes' time.
It's Christmas time and me and Trent are giving presents out to the whole squad.
So we've teamed up with Google Pixel to help us with the ideas. Hi Gemini, what